Good afternoon. We are Group 8 and we are here to present a case. The case is Nevis Martin. It's a public relations company. Right now this company is dealing with a business client. It's a very old client. Now I'll introduce my group first. We have Ruchi, Chandrasekhar, Abhishek, Nafti and I'm Vikas. Now I'll call Abhishek to talk about the business client and the company and the stakeholders.
Thank you, Vikas. So I would now like to give you a brief introduction about Davis Martin. So Davis Martin is a public relations company and it has around 40 employees, and it works towards providing services to various other companies, which includes State Chamber of Commerce. Now the various stakeholders in this system are: number one, the State Chamber of Commerce. State Chamber of Commerce is a non-profit organization that represents the interests of various American businesses and various trade associations. So it is also a client of Davis Martin, and it also provides support services to various local chambers of commerce. So next we have Race Evans. Race Evans is an employee of Davis Martin, and in the past she has worked for State Chamber of Commerce, where her role mainly involved improving the professional image of State Chamber of Commerce, and she has also been involved in a lot of voluntary activities for promoting healthcare and education of children. Next we have Ken Davenport. Ken Davenport is race supervisor at Davis Martin, and he has a work experience of 35 years. He believes that government should not spend towards providing health benefits for employees, and it should be the sole right of the organizations to decide what health benefits should employees be given. So next we have Roger Corbett. He is basically the executive director of State Chamber of Commerce, and he has also worked with Ray in the past. So I would next call upon Chandrasekhar to introduce the situation.
Thank you, Abhishek. Now the situation. The State Chamber of Commerce, who is the oldest client of the Davis company, it offered a new assignment. And the assignment is they want to oppose the two bills. So in the two bills, they actually mandated that government should not, employers should not provide any health insurance benefits, additional health insurance benefits to its employees. Then State Chamber of Commerce, it wanted to oppose that, and for that they wanted the help of the Ray. And Roger, who is the executive director of State Chamber of Commerce, he specifically wanted Ray to work on this assignment. And the reason for this is that, as already Abhishek told, he is pleased with her work in the past. And the conflict. The conflict here is, Ray is not at all happy about this new assignment. And the reason for this is that, as already Abhishek told, she is involved in the political activities, involved in the women and child rights, and also community services. But as a part of a new assignment, she has to involve in the sharpening of the arguments against these two proposed bills. And not only that, she has to write letters to the legislators and also news pieces to the newspaper items. So it's completely against ideologies. So there is a moral dilemma and what she has to do. So to take further, I will call upon Aditi.
So I will first brief you through the plan of action that we have proposed. There will be two situations that may arise. The first being that Ray will try to first send a fax to Ken, and there will be two situations. First is that she does not get a response from Ken. In that case, she will have to reschedule a meeting with Roger. The second being that she gets a response and she'll have to set up a call with him. Now there are certain communication strategies that we have to follow. We have to keep in mind for an effective communication. Firstly, we are assuming because it's an American setup, so there will be a direct communication style where she'll have to come to the point and soon. The second will be that there will be a cooperative style. We believe that the organization gives the employees the right to voice their opinions, and so we will have to go for a cooperative style with that. Also, the communication mode will be high assertion and high cooperation. The basis for that would be three. The first is importance of relations of the employees in the organization. Now, Ray is a very valued employee, and because the clients have personally asked for her because how effective she has performed in the past, and so she's a very valued employee. So the relations will be strong, and at no cost will the organization be wanting to give up on her. The second would be importance of the issue. The issue at hand is not trivial. It is mainly because of the involvement of the client, because the client has requested for Ray, so they cannot abruptly just tell them that Ray will not be able to work with them. The second aspect to the issue is that Ray's assignment is in conflict with her interest and belief. So because it's in conflict with her interests, so she will have to definitely voice her opinions, because otherwise she won't be productive enough. The third thing is that the importance of potential consequences. Ray is aware of the fact that her promotion which was due, an early promotion that was due because of her work, will be at stake. And the second thing would be that she might end up projecting a negative image in front of Ken, and that she keeps her interest before her work. So keeping all of these in mind, we have tried to edge out a communication strategy, and which will be depicted with the role play that we have. So I invite Ruchi and Vikas to do the role play.
Hello Ray, how are you today?
I'm fine, Ken. How's your day going?
My day has been busy, but I recently just now received a fax from you saying it's very urgent. Now, what is it that you want to talk to me about?
Ken, I want to talk to you about Chamber of Commerce assignment. And first of all, I am very obliged that you preferred me over other employees for this assignment. And I'm happy that you recognize my past work. But...
There's what?
Yeah.
There's what?
Ken,
You are
actually...
meeting Roger on Friday, right?
Yeah, Ken, I understand that.
No, tell me about what? Tell me about what? Get the what?
Yeah, Ken, before accepting this assignment, I want to convey the moral dilemma I'm facing.
Okay, tell me about it.
Ken, actually, in this assignment, Roger is campaigning against two bills which will facilitate additional health benefits for the employees, covering employees' families also. And keeping in mind my past work, I had been a volunteer for many health employee benefits, many community services, and I have worked with Pat Sidwell also, and who have planned the health benefits for pregnancy costs and routine checkups. So if I am working in this assignment, then my involvement in this assignment will go against the intent of this project. So I request you that if in future Roger comes to know about my engagements, it may go against the very intent, and it may compromise our relationship with our oldest clients, that is State Chamber of Commerce.
Oh God. They understand this is very important client, we cannot afford to lose them. Why don't you enlighten me more about the model? very serious.
Yeah, Ken, I understand the gravity of the situation and I want Davis Martin to be successful in each and every of its endeavor. That's why I researched a lot in past 3 days and I have come up with 2 people who are more capable than me for this particular assignment. And these 2 people are Aditi and Abhishek. They were involved in these sort of campaigns in more than 3 times and I have worked only in 1 campaign. And they have earned many praises from clients and they have been excellent in their work. I request you to go through the profiles of these people and you will find automatically that they are suitable for this particular assignment.
Okay. See, State of Chambers particularly asked for you. Now you are suggesting that you are vouching for other 2 employees that they are suited better for this job, particularly this job because they have worked for a lot more campaigns than you. So let me think about it. Meanwhile, why don't you forward me the research work that you have done for this project? And yes, I'm thinking we'll call both the employees and you for the meeting, and let's meet on Roger on Friday, and let's see how the meeting goes.
Thank you very much, Ken, that you understand the matter, and I'm hopeful that Roger will understand the matter because he's already impressed with my work. So here he'll accept my suggestion because of my past reports. Thank you very much, and we'll meet on Friday. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
1 minute to go, please.
So in this particular case, the major learning which we identified is that to be successful in each and every endeavor, employees and managers should understand that we have to take care of these 3 traits, that is skills, opportunity and passion. If we are going to be successful, so we should take into consideration the intersection of these 3 things, skills, passion, opportunity. In this particular case, Ray has skills, opportunity was given to Ray, but there was lack of motivation or passion regarding this project. So considering this, Ken should understand that with the lack of passion, they are not going to be successful in this particular campaign. So this is the major learning we have got. Now I invite audience for any questions they have in their mind. Thank you.
Alright, any questions? I have a query. We talked about authentic communication and manipulative communication in our classes. As I could see, you were using authentic communication, when you're explaining to the boss that you cannot do the job, take up the job, assignment. Now my question is, what are the pitfalls of authentic communication in general? Maybe relevant to the case, but in general, what are the pitfalls of authentic communication?
So when you're being authentic, there is always a risk of, like there was over here, there's a risk of losing things, right? It might not be a win-win situation. When you're being authentic, you might be at a loss at times, and you might have to face it. But that will be in the short run. But if you see in the long run, it would actually be very beneficial for you. So yeah, the pitfall will be short-lived. That's what I would.
One more thing I want to say is that in this particular case we used authentic, but we also kind of manipulated the case because particularly Ray was not in favor of these bills. So instead of directly saying that she is not in favor of these bills, she will not work for this assignment. She instead said, bring into picture that how if Roger comes to know about her engagements, so he may not want to work in future with them. So this was a kind of manipulative communication we did, in a manipulative way.